The Real Mccoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real Mccoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Little Luke, hurry up. We're going to be late for our Sandy fishing.
I'll be there in a minute, Grandpa. I gotta finish dressing.
Well, snap it up and don't dawdle. Oh, the funniest scene I ever seen was about that stitching on the stitching machine.
Hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hi, Hash. Well, you fixing to go all prettied up like that?
I'm going riding in Lenny Brown's new sports car, if that's all right with you.
Oh, sure, it's okay with me, but why ask my permission?
Well, during the week, I realized that since you're the head of the family, I ought to get your okay before I go.
Well, that's right nice, you Ashley. Think your old grandpa like that?
Well, when a girl's got a one and only grandpa, it's the least she ought to do. Especially when he's so sweet and kind and understanding as you.
You know I ain't all them things, Ashley.
Yes, you are, Grandpa. Well, I gotta go. And thanks for giving me your permission.
Permission for what?
Go riding with Lenny.
Hassie, how could you do that?
I didn't do anything.
You call that nothing? Getting Grandpa to give you permission to go out when I said you couldn't?
But, Kate...
What's this all about?
For weeks now, Hassie's been running off and not doing her chores. I told her if she didn't make up her work around the house, she'd have to miss her date on Saturday. Well, Grandpa, she just paid me no mind, so she's got to be punished.
Grandpa, this is the most important date of my whole life. I just can't miss it. Lenny's the most important boy in school. Oh, please, you understand these things, Grandpa?
Kate, don't you think you're being a mite hard on the girl? Now, if this is our most important date, why don't you leave her go and punish her some other way?
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
I decided to punish her this way, and this is the way it's going to be. Now, go on to your room, Hassie.
Oh, Kate.
Now, Grandpa, I don't think you should disagree with the way I discipline Hassie in front of her.
The wife of yours get kind of uppity, ain't she?
Oh, I don't know, Grandpa. You really had no right to interfere.
Now, look, Luke, in this house, I got a right to interfere all I want to, especially when it comes to raising my own flesh and blood. Oh, there you are, little Luke. Well, let's get to fishing. The house is getting crowded.
I'm coming.
Little Luke, where do you think you're going?
Me and the boys going fishing, that's where.
Little Luke ain't going fishing, Grandpa.
Well, why not, Sugar Babe?
Well, what is it he ain't done? The week's sewing?
What he ain't done, Grandpa, is his schoolwork.
That ain't so.
Oh, no? I'd like you all to hear little Luke's report card for the last semester. English, C. History, C. Geography, D. And mathematics, F.
F? Attaboy, little Luke, I'm proud of you.
Grandpa, F happens to mean failing.
Oh, I thought it meant fine.
Little Luke, there'll be no more fishing until these grades improve. You're going to devote all your time to your studying.
But, Kate!
Now, wait a minute, Kate. Can't you punish him some other day? This is our regular fishing day.
Grandpa, you talk like you think his going fishing was as important as him improving his grades.
Well, maybe not as important, but it runs a close second.
I don't agree. Now, little Luke, you go right to your room and get busy on your studies.
Now, you hold on,
Go
Kate.
on now.
Oh, gee whiz.
There's one thing I want to tell you.
Now, Grandpa, don't get upset.
I ain't getting upset. Who's getting upset? Now, you listen to me, Captain Purvis McCoy. You're getting mighty high hand in the way you're treating people around here, and I don't like it.
She's only trying to do what's right, and you know it.
No, I don't know nothing kind. She ain't got no right to keep Hassie away from her date or little Luke away from my fishing. I mean his fishing.
Oh, so you're only upset because the boy can't go fishing with you.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it at all. She's beginning to act like a flesh and blood McCoy, which she ain't.
Grandpa, that ain't no way to talk.
Oh, that's all right, Luke. Grandpa's right. I ain't a flesh and blood McCoy, so maybe I got no call to discipline little Luke and Hassie.
Now, wait a minute, sugar babe.
Maybe I ought to turn their raising over to you. Or to you, Grandpa. You're blood related. Maybe you could do a better job.
You're darn right we can't.
No, we can't. No, I don't
That's
want
just fine. I'm awful glad you feel that way. As of right now, I'm washing my hands of the whole thing. You both can raise them.
Well, what are you mad at me for? I'm on your side.
Luke, Cassie?
Grandpa, what are you doing now?
Yeah, Grandpa? Yes, Grandpa?
Now, kids, from now on, you're going to be raised by me.
Grandpa?
What about Kate?
Well, she ain't going to have nothing to do with it from now on. But that don't mean you're going to forget the things she done you. No, sir. You got to remember them, because they're all valuable.
We'll remember them.
Yeah, sure. We won't forget them. But from now on, we don't have to listen to nobody but you. Right, Grandpa?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, boy.
That's swell.
Now, hold on a minute. Don't think because I'm taking charge that you're going to get away with nothing.
Oh, no, Grandpa. We wouldn't think nothing like that.
We'll listen to everything you tell us.
Oh? Like the last time?
You mean like what last time?
Well, like the last time you took charge when we first come out here. Don't you recollect what happened then?
No, I don't recollect no last time.
Do you?
Well, I was too little.
Well, I guess you three got a way of forgetting unpleasant memories. Well, I think maybe you better go over there and sit down and let me recollect them for you before you make a terrible mistake. Well, Hassie, there was a time when you was doing poorly in school because you was spending every evening at the malt shop. And you, little Luke, you wasn't just doing poorly in school. You wasn't going at all. You was playing hooky every day and going fishing down at the pond. Well, Kate wanted to punish both of you. But, Grandpa, you didn't think she was doing it right because, well, she just married into the Mccoys and she didn't know our ways. So, you took charge of the kids. And they promised to be good and listen to everything you had to say. Well, it started with you, little Luke, promising to go straight to school.
Can't go to school without your books.
Thanks, Grandpa.
It's all right. Now go on now.
Okay.
And that night, Hassie, you came home late because you'd been studying real hard at the library. Or so you said.
Ashley.
Grandpa, you're still up.
Well, when I seen you wasn't home, I figured I better wait up for you. What do you mean staying out past 10:30 o'clock? Where you been?
I was at the library with Betty Daniels. Honest. See, I even took out some books.
I don't care nothing about the books. I just figure that 10:30's pretty late for a girl your age to be out. Is that where you been the last few nights, the library?
Yes, Grandpa. Are you going to punish me?
No, I ain't going to punish you. Ain't nothing terrible about going to the library. It only is that I don't like to see you stay out so late. From now on, you leave there early enough so as you get home at a fair hour. You understand?
Yes, Grandpa. I'm sorry.
Well, let's get to bed now. I've lost so much sleep already that if I end up by dawn to milk them cows, they might start without me. Sure hot out. A hard job keeping awake.
Sure it's the heat, Grandpa, or was it just that you didn't get enough sleep last night?
Oh, I get enough sleep, all right.
You probably would have gotten a whole lot more if Hassie'd come in a little bit earlier.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. You're raising her now, not me.
You ain't doing a good job of it, too.
Oh, Grandpa, don't be so touchy.
I ain't getting touchy. I'm just getting tired of a lot of hoop-de-doo about raising a couple of kids. There ain't nothing to it. All you got to do is leave them alone. So long as the kid's got glands, They'll grow.
You think that's all there is to it, Grandpa?
I know there is. 13 kids in my family. Who do you think raised them? My mama didn't get a chance to get acquainted with some of us.
Hello?
Are you Mrs. McCoy?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm Mrs. Daniels. And I want to talk to you about your daughter, Hassie.
Oh, well, Hassie is my daughter, Mrs. Daniels.
Oh?
If you want to talk to anybody about Hassie, you better talk to Grandpa. He's raising her now.
Oh, he is, huh? Well, he's certainly doing a mighty poor job.
What's going on here?
Just this. Your Hassie's being a very bad influence on my daughter, Betty, and I want it stopped.
Well, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you happen to know how many nights this week they've been out till after 10? Or don't you bother to keep track?
Of course I keep track. What kind of a man do you think I am? I know she's been out till after 10, but with good reason. She's been studying at the library.
For your information, the library closes at 9. I found them at the malt shop, playing the jukebox and dancing.
Why, it can't be. She never said nothing to me about no malt shop.
Naturally, she wouldn't. But I saw them there with my own 2 eyes.
This can't be possible. Saying nothing about it's just like lying to me. Hassie wouldn't do that, would she? You know, I think you're just making this up to cause trouble. Now, you get off my property before I forget I'm a gentleman.
Let me go. Let me go. My grandma's gonna get you. I'm gonna kill my grandpa.
Tell me what?
Mr. McCoy, I'm Mr. Bixby, the truant officer. I just caught your boy fishing down at the creek.
Fishing?
And I may add it's the 3rd unexcused absence this week.
Is this true, son?
I've been down to the new fishing hole.
You told me you was going to school every day.
Look at this last one I caught. Ain't it a whopper?
You lied to me, son. Now, you go on, get in the house.
But Grandpa.
Get.
Grandpa, yes.
Mr. McCoy, that boy needs discipline. Now, if you don't think you can handle it, we will.
I can handle him all right.
Yeah, I hope so. Good day.
Good day. Miss Daniels, I reckon I owe you an apology. I know Hassie was lying, but I just didn't want to let myself believe it. I'm sorry. You won't get no more trouble from her.
Thank you.
Now, Grandpa, don't do nothing you'll be sorry for. You better cool off.
I'm cool. I just want to talk to the boy, that's all. Tell him what's right and what's wrong and what's expected of him. Just going to reason with him. And Kate, I wouldn't set no place for him at the table, because when I get through reasoning with him, I don't reckon he's going to be able to set himself down.
So all you got to do with kids is just leave them alone. Well, that kind of thinking sure caused a mess of trouble. But then, then you got smart and you started to handle things a whole lot different. Only it didn't work out just the way you thought it would.
I give you a licking like I gave little Luke when you're so growed up.
You're lucky. How many more years do I have to go, Grandpa?
You got a long time to go, and you better not get out of line, neither of you.
I still don't see what's wrong about dancing at the malt shop.
There ain't nothing wrong with dancing. It's the line that hurts. It's my own fault. Been too easy with you. But from now on, it's going to be different. I'm going to sit on you 2 kids like a mother hen sits on the baby chicks.
Sitting's better than hitting.
And there's going to be plenty of hitting if it's needed. That's a new way right now. You take them books and you bury your nose in them. And you just be sure that you know every word by heart. And no skipping the pages, neither. Because when I come back, I'm going to ask the questions, and you better have the answers.
But, Grandpa, you can't read these books. What kind of questions you gonna ask?
You never mind. You just have the answers. I ain't giving no hints.
There. They're all finished, Grandpa. See?
What's them squares for?
Well, they're for the answers.
How come you only filled in half of them?
Well, they're true and false. You're only supposed to mark 1 square for each question.
Yeah? You fill them all in. You ain't getting away with nothing here.
I finished cleaning your room like you told me. Am I through now?
Not by a long shot, you ain't. You go out and help little Luke whitewash that fence.
Grandpa!
And when you get through with that, you curry the mule, feed them chickens, and slop them hogs. I'll make a lady out of you yet.
What are you doing, little Luke?
I'm sorry, Hassie. I'm so tired I can hardly lift my arms.
Well, I'm tired, too, but you better get that done. Grandpa wants it over with in an hour.
How'd we get into this anyways?
How did we get into this? Remember, you was the one that says when it comes to raising kids, you can't beat Grandpa.
Boy, did I boo.
It ain't your fault. How was you to know that your own Grandpa was going to turn against us? Just goes to show you never know what a person's really like until you work for him.
He's stricter than Kate ever was. Uh-oh, here comes Grandpa. Better get to work. Come on, Hassie, get to work.
Well, what are you two kids doing out here? You finished your lessons?
Yes, Grandpa. We want to have a meeting with you.
Well, go ahead. Get it off your mind.
Well,
Come on, Hassie, tell him out and out.
You tell me what?
well, Grandpa, we was thinking that maybe it isn't fair for you to be raising us. I mean, with all your work, and we don't want to take up all your time.
Oh, not taking up my time. I'm having a lot of fun raising you. That is, after I got into the swing of it.
Yeah, you sure got the swing all right.
Grandpa, we thought that maybe Kate felt kind of bad. You know, you raising us instead of her.
I thought you didn't want Kate to raise you.
Yes, but, well, it would be a good experience for her for when she has her own kids.
Yeah, if she can raise us, she can raise anybody.
What are you two driving at?
Well, we wanted to know if you'd ask her if she'd take us back again.
Oh, I see. You mean you don't want me to take care of you no more?
Oh, yes, Grandpa, we want you.
We do?
Yeah, you want me when I'm easy with you and you get away with things, but as soon as I start stomping on you, they start squealing like a couple of little pigs. If you think I'm going to Kate and begging her to take you back again, you got another thing coming. You go to Kate and you tell her you don't want to be raised by no McCoy. Tell her you hate me. Tell her anything.
Oh, Grandpa.
If you'd rather have Kate raise it in your own flesh and blood, well, that's all right with me.
Come on, Hass, let's go. Come on.
Grandpa, we ain't aiming to hurt your feelings.
You ain't hurting my feelings at all. Because I feel fine. Just fine.
You know what, Hass? It ain't easy firing a boss.
Well, you ain't changed much. Now that Kate's getting too rough on you, you go running back to your grandpa. You just want to have your own way, and you don't care who you hurt.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to Kate.
Me too. I'll do whatever Kate wants me to do from now on.
And you, Grandpa, you're doing the worst thing of all. Telling Kate that we don't need her. Do you know how much that hurt her? Why, if she was any other girl at all, she'd just throw up her hands at the lot of us and go running off to her mother's. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
You know where there's some cord? I have to tie up this valise. It keeps opening up.
It's in the left-hand kitchen drawer right by the sink. Grandpa, she is hurt and she's going to leave.
And it's all in account of us.
Kate!
Yes, Grandpa. What is it?
Kate, don't leave us.
Huh?
I promise I won't never interfere with the raising of the kids again. Honest.
And I promise to do all my chores.
And I promise to do all my studying. Even if it means I can't go fishing ever again.
Well, why the big change all of a sudden?
Well, none of us wants to leave.
Leave?
We all think you're doing such a fine job.
We sure do.
We mean it.
And we want to be punished by you, Kate.
That's right. We deserve it.
Why, thank you, everybody.
Well, now that everything's fine again, I'll just take your suitcase and put it in your room for you. Huh? What's this? Why, them's my overalls.
Look at here. These are my jeans. Hey, and look at these.
Oh, tarnation. Here, turn your back, Cass. Kate, what was you doing running off to your mother's house with a suitcase full of our old clothes?
My mother's? Well, I wasn't going to my mother's, Grandpa. I was taking the family's torn clothes over to Flora McMichael's. I was going to use her new sewing machine. It's a whole lot faster than ours is.
Well, gosh. When we seen you going off with a suitcase, we thought you was leaving us.
Well, I couldn't leave here, Grandpa. This is where I belong.
Well, what's all this about leaving?
Nothing, Atog. Just like all I said. This whole place would go to rack and ruin if we didn't have Kate around here to keep us on the right road. Kate, you're a real McCoy.